Coming up on the Daily O, a new discovery on the University of Oklahoma campus. We have what they found.
And an update on the wildfires that have swept across northwestern Oklahoma. All of this and more is coming up. The Daily O starts now.
Good evening, and welcome to the Friday edition of the Daily O. I'm Kendall May Stark.
And I'm Tyler Tripodi. We're glad you're with us. In a shocking discovery this morning, human remains were confirmed to be found during a construction project at the University of Oklahoma.
The remains were found close to the university library as crews worked on the new Life Sciences Laboratories building. University police say work stopped immediately after the discovery.
Investigators do not suspect foul play and no crime scene has been established. Authorities believe the remains could date back to the early 1900s, and anthropologists are now assisting with the recovery.
Wildfires have burned more than 300,000 acres across northwestern Oklahoma since Tuesday, forcing evacuations and filling the sky with smoke. A red flag warning is now in effect for 70 of the state's 77 counties, with forecasters warning fire spread rates could exceed 200 feet per minute under strong winds. Governor Kevin Stitt has declared a state of emergency for Beaver, Texas, Woodward, and Harper counties to help coordinate resources. Officials warn conditions could worsen as dry air and gusty winds continue and are urging residents to avoid any outdoor burning or activities that could spark new fires.
It's been 3 months since a tanker truck leaked toxic ammonia gas in Weatherford, hospitalizing dozens and forcing hundreds from their homes and businesses. Now the legal battle over that leak is on hold. An attorney representing 36 people impacted by the incident says a judge approved Airgas's request to pause the case until the National Transportation Safety Board releases its final report. The preliminary report was issued in December, but the full investigation could take several more months. The attorney argues the delay hurts victims still recovering and claims the company is trying to slow the process. Airgas is also seeking to move the lawsuit from Custer County District Court to federal court.
Tinker Air Force Base and OG&E officially flipped the switch on 2 new power generators near the base. The units produce 96 megawatts of electricity, enough to power about 34,000 homes. Officials say the added generation will help meet growing demand as Tinker expands its operations. OG&E says adding power at an existing facility helps control cost while supporting future growth. The $100 million project is a part of a broader $5.5 billion expansion effort.
Well, if you like living in the fast lane, there may be a band coming to Oklahoma this weekend that you'd enjoy. Aaron Stinson has more on what's going on around the state. What do you got for us, Aaron?
Yeah, guys, I'd say make sure to catch up on your Piston Cup knowledge as Rascal Flatts is live at the Paycom Center tomorrow night at 7. Also tomorrow night, the country band Pecos and the Rooftops are live in Tulsa at Kane's Ballroom at 8:15. And finally, on Sunday night, country singer Daniel Donato is at the Tower Theater in OKC at 8. That's all for me. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that. We had a drastic cool dip overnight, but what can we look for this evening? Let's check in with William Manziel, who is here with our evening forecast. Will?
Yeah, Kendall, just to reiterate what you guys have said before, there are still some wildfires going on around the state, and Payne County is strongly discouraging burning throughout the county. But as for Stillwater, you're right, it's gotten a lot cooler here. Right now it's about 45 degrees outside, and it feels more like 42, and that's in no small part thanks to these 6-mile-per-hour winds coming in from the northeast. And as we look over the state, over campus, we're going to see that it's still pretty cool outside. There are some cloud coverage going on in the way, but that cool temperatures, those are going to stay throughout the weekend. And that's all I've got here for now. Guys, I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to a cooler weekend.
Yeah, I can't say I agree with you. I was enjoying those warmer temps.
Me too.
What are you going to do? All right, well, when we return, royalty was crowned last night. We have who your new Miss OSU is.
And how one Oklahoma native may be getting a new name. Daily O returns right after this.
Hi, welcome to Sugar Llamas.
Well, I'm the owner of Sugar Llamas here in Stillwater. My name is Chad O'Rourke. We want to create a customer-centric culture and create an experience for our customers when they come in. Our ice cream in particular, you can get it other places, but I'm only aware of like one other place besides the Sugar Llama in the state of Oklahoma that you can get it. We actually ship it in from up north, but when it comes to our coffee, you cannot get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere else in the world. You might find a blend similar to it, but you're not going to get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere but a Sugar Llama. It is proprietary to us. We really actually want to get more involved within our community. It's not just about making money, but it's about serving our community and becoming a part of the community here.
Ace in the Bowl salsa started many, many years ago. I was trying to find a recipe to take to a family gathering, and so I started messing around with different recipes, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I came up with a salsa that is truly unique. Ace in the Bowl salsa is an olive oil based salsa with tomatoes, green chilies, green onions, and black olives. There's no sugar added, it's gluten free, low calorie, low carb, low fat, low sodium. So it's a very, very, very good alternative to any snack you may want. As of right now, I'm just looking to be in Oklahoma and having a successful business within the state. If my grandkids could ever take it over when they're old enough, that would be my dream.
The annual Miss OSU Scholarship Pageant was held last night, and one lucky student became our new title holder.
Ray McCollman has who took home the crown and how talent hit the stage.
The 66th annual Miss Oklahoma State University pageant was held last night at the Sarah Tan Performing Arts Center. 7 delegates went through an extensive process and showcased their talents in front of a panel of judges. Miss OSU 2025 Jacelyn Rossman helped present the awards. Delegates went through many stages of competition, including a Q&A, an active and fitness panel, and talents. Miss Oklahoma, Tessa Durrell, gave her speech on women in sports media.
On the sidelines for the Oklahoma Sports Network, I carry that lesson with me. In an industry where competition often overshadows collaboration, I choose to walk alongside other women rather than in front.
The night finished with the final walk of the girls in their evening gowns. Anticipation was high and excitement was felt around the room. Miss Jaden Poole was crowned as our Miss OSU 2026. Congratulations to Miss Jaden Poole and all of the girls who competed. For the Daily O, I'm Raymo Coleman.
Oklahomans have a chance to name a baby bison this spring, all by hitting the road. The Oklahoma Historical Society is hosting its Explore OHS travel contest through the month of March. Participants are challenged to visit as many OHS museums and historic sites across the state as possible and post their stops on social media. The person or group with the most visits will win OHS merch plus their choice of naming a baby bison at Pawnee Bill Ranch.
So cute. Well, it looks like the cold weather is going to stick around tonight. But how about this weekend? Will has what we should be looking out for. Will?
Yeah, guys, our radar is pretty open this weekend. As we see, the state's not got much going on. There's going to be some precipitation coming through above Oklahoma, but we're going to be just fine here. But one thing to know is that those cold temperatures are going to be sticking around through the night into tomorrow. Now, as we move into tomorrow, we're going to see once again, the state's going to be dealing with some cloud coverage coming through Stillwater, but that's not going to last for all that long. We should be seeing some sun come out on Saturday, but it is going to stay cold. Continuing into Sunday, we're going to see the exact same thing as those clouds are starting to move away, so we should be seeing a good amount of sun, but the temperatures are going to stay pretty low probably till about Tuesday. Now, speaking to that, some things I think you should be looking out for this week. We're going to go ahead and see those low temps over the weekend into Monday just about, and then we're going to start warming up by around Tuesday. And with Tuesday, we're also going to be seeing some of those wind speeds pick up. So although we're going to see the temperature rise, it might start feeling pretty cool because of those around 13 to 14 mile per hour winds it looks like. Now, guys, you were saying we kind of disagree on our choice of weekend temperatures. I'm sure you guys are looking forward to those temperatures warming up.
I certainly am, Will.
I'll make sure not to wear a hat, that's for sure.
Yeah, better be careful.
When we return, the Supreme Court makes a major decision.
And how former Prince Andrew's arrest is making waves overseas. The Daily O returns right after this.
We would design something, it would sit on the counter, and People was either, if enough of them said it, you know, this isn't it. It never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table, and it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going.
We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago, and so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
Deep Fork Foods started in 2014. We started off with our nut products, and now we produce everything from jarred products to cookie mixes and pancake mixes and dried products for people, as well as our spice blends. Now we produce over 168 different products for ourselves and about 20 to 30 other companies in Oklahoma.
I'm Cindy Stewart. I'm one of the owners of Deep Fork Foods. We've gone from just making our own stuff and doing just small things to being able to co-pack and work with other companies and individuals within Oklahoma and across the United States as well.
I'm just really thankful for the journey that we've had so far and really look forward to the future where we're taking Deep Fork Foods and being able to provide more value for Oklahoma and its economy, as well as all the people within the state.
I love the opportunities that being in a food business provides. I absolutely love sharing food and good stories with people, so this just gives us another connection. And I can't wait to see where this path takes us with it.
The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled President Donald Trump exceeded his authority when he imposed sweeping tariffs under a law meant for national emergencies. In a 6-3 decision, the court says the 1977 International Emergency Economic Powers Act does not authorize a president to unilaterally impose tariffs. The ruling invalidates many of Trump's country-by-country and reciprocal tariffs, including a 25% tariff on some goods from Canada and China. The decision leaves some other tariffs in place, including those on steel and aluminum, imposed under different laws. Trump called the ruling a disgrace and says he has a backup plan. Businesses that challenge the tariffs praise the decision, with some now seeking refunds for billions of dollars collected.
King Charles III is calling for a full, fair, and proper investigation after his brother, former Prince Andrew, was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in a public office. The arrest is related to his past association with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. In a rare personal statement, Charles says the law must take its course and pledged the royal family's full cooperation. The former prince has denied any wrongdoing and has been arrested but not charged. Royal experts call the moment unprecedented in modern times, with some saying it shows just how serious this crisis is for Britain's 1,000-year-old royal family.
In a turn of events, Trump has called for the release of all government files pertaining to aliens and UFOs. Addison Schweinberg has the details in our political pulse. Addison, what's going on?
Yeah, guys. After Barack Obama hinted to the possibility of aliens on a podcast with Brian Tyler Cohen, some are taking it more seriously than others. The 44th president says that aliens were real, later clarifying that he meant the odds are good that there's life out there. Obama added in his clarification that he has seen no evidence of alien existence during his time in office. Despite this, current President Donald Trump posted on Truth Social calling for the Pentagon to release all files related to aliens or UFOs. That's all I have on today's Political Pulse. Back to you guys at the desk.
Former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton are set to testify next week before the House Oversight Committee as part of its investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. The depositions are scheduled for February 26th and 27th in New York. The Clintons have not been accused of any wrongdoing. The committee subpoenaed them last year, along with several former attorneys general and FBI directors. After a standoff with House Republicans, the Clintons agreed to comply with recorded depositions. Clinton has denied any wrongdoing and says he cut ties with Epstein years before Epstein was charged.
It's that time again for our 2026 Winter Olympic medal count. Norway still stands firmly at the top, now holding 37 total medals and 17 golds. The United States is sticking to second, as our total medals now add up to 29 overall with 10 golds. A big shout out to women's hockey and Alyssa Liu for tacking 2 more on last night. And also a shout out to men's hockey, who have secured themselves at least a silver. Now, Italy drops to 3rd with 27 total, and Japan is sitting in 4th with 24 medals. Germany is going to fall a little bit further behind with 22. So be on the lookout for the closing ceremony this Sunday.
Cowboy baseball kicked off their first series of the season. Zach Berger is in the Sports Corner with how they fared right after this.
My name's Dennis Abernathy. Lived here since 1968, and I consider myself one of Stillwater's oldest original family jewelers. Here at Dennis the Jeweler, we're more about personal service. My father always told me that anybody can sell the jewelry, and what we're doing is completely different, learning to do the repair work. That is one thing that will keep your business alive, because anybody can sell it, but not anybody can fix it. To me, jewelry is very, very personal. Every piece of jewelry has its own story, and I get to hear hundreds of stories from my clients, which I love to hear. There's always a story with it. I mean, you buy a piece of jewelry for a show of appreciation, a sign of love. There are a lot of different aspects for jewelry when you purchase it.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alba when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that and had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Welcome back to the Daily O and welcome into the Sports Corner. I'm Zach Berger. Thanks for sticking with us. It was a slugfest out in the desert last night, just not in the favor of the Cowboys. Grand Canyon University outlasts OSU 12-8. Now in the batter's box, the Pokes stayed hot from the Vandy game. Aiden Miola and Colin Ritchie go deep, and Campbell Smithwick has a 3-hit game. But listen to this brutal stat. In 4 games so far, the Cowboy Bats have struck out 60 times. Yikes. And on the bump, the young Poke pitchers just couldn't get it done. 3 out of the 5 arms used gave up 3 runs each. Cowboys still looking for their second win of the year tonight in Game 2 of the 4-game set at 7 p.m. And keeping it on the diamond, Cowgirls softball continues to dominate at the River State Classic. Cowgirls beat Brown 14-0 in a 5-inning run rule. Amanda Hassler and Gabby Castillo shined in the batter's box, leading in RBIs for the game. Hassler had a grand slam during the bottom of the 3rd, increasing the Cowgirls' lead to 5, and they didn't look back with a 9-run 4th inning, all with 2 outs. Crandall handled business on the mound, and the Pokes moved to 9-4 on the season with 2 more games this weekend. One of those 2 is tonight at 6:30 against Colorado State. Well, we are 48 hours away from the greatest rivalry in college wrestling. Cowboys, Hawkeyes, 5 p.m. Sunday on ESPN. The 2 historically best college wrestling programs in the nation. The schools occupy the top 2 spots all time in team championships, individual champions, and All-Americans. The rivalry dates back to 1954, and OSU currently barely leads the series 29-28-2. But Iowa has been running the rivalry as of recent, winning 10 of the last 12. So, head coach David Taylor is looking for his first dual win against the squad from Iowa City. Wrestletown, USA versus the home of collegiate wrestling on the biggest stage on Sunday. But while the Duel might be the headliner, there's still a whole lot of orange and black around the country this weekend. So, as always, let's kick it over to Gabriel Moros to fill us in on those matchups. What you got, Gabe?
Thank you, Zach, and welcome to the weekend sports preview. Man, we have a packed weekend for you guys, and it all starts when Saturday tips off with Cowgirl basketball. The Cowgirls are in Morgantown for a 2-game road swing, taking on 19th ranked West Virginia. They'll be looking to secure their 3rd win over a top 25 opponent this season, so stay tuned as tip-off is set for 1 p.m. Meanwhile, Cowboy basketball is heading back to Boulder for the first time in 15 years for a conference matchup against Colorado. The Cowboys are trying to snap a 4-game losing streak, and they're in a bit of a tough stretch, so we'll see what happens when the Cowboys face the Buffaloes at 2:30 p.m. That is going to be a full day on the road, and speaking of a full day, we're also going to have one on Sunday at home. The day starts in the courts with the women's tennis team hosting 2nd-ranked Ohio State. This will be the Cowgirls' 6th-ranked opponent of the season, and all within a 7-match stretch. They'll be looking for their 2nd-ranked win of the year when the first serve is set in the morning at 11. And after that, at 2 p.m., the men's team takes the court against Memphis. Now, the Cowboys have actually had some momentum on their side, so keep an eye out as they're looking to stay undefeated at home and extend their 5-match winning streak. To wrap up the weekend, just some good old classic Oklahoma State wrestling. No big deal, right? Only the biggest rivalry in college wrestling history going down on Sunday. It is going to be a historic showdown here in Stillwater, so go ahead, grab the popcorn, because this could be one for the books. Thank you, everybody. That's all I have for you from the Sports Weekend Preview. I'm Gabriel Mauras. Back to you, Zach.
All right, Gabe. Well, that is all we have today from the Sports Corner, but don't go anywhere. A tragic tale turns for the better. Kendall and Tyler have it right after this.
I'm Travis Taylor. I'm the general manager for the Hotel Indigo Tulsa Downtown. I have a real good understanding of the food scene in Tulsa, and I've loved to see the way it's evolved over the years, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name's Kevin Kyle. I'm the executive chef. I started here, the idea was to do something local. Everything that we try to do has Oklahoma products.
Tulsa is a big oil boom when we were the oil capital in the early 1900s. How Route 66 put Tulsa on the map. And the menu around that was, well, what would an oil worker take out in their lunchbox? That's how Prospect kind of came from.
We never get crazy busy, so we can do a lot of different things with food. And we can do things like wine dinners and have local dinners. We have a private dining room that people can come.
I think being at the heart of the old Route 66 has kind of weighed into us getting a lot of different things brought in from different areas of the United States. When I taste something on our menu for the first time, the first thing I go is, that's Tulsa.
My name's Kayla. I've been here since the beginning, so 4 years. Scratch is more focused on farm and mostly made in Oklahoma products, keeping it local. Sustainability is our biggest thing. That's one of the reasons why this place opened.
I've been the chef here at Scratch for 2.5 years. Started here as a line cook. Our food and drinks are a bit separate entities almost inside the restaurant. So the food is now up to 85% of the products we bring in are raised or grown locally. It's all based off of things that I grew up eating in southern Oklahoma, the things my grandparents ate.
About fresh food, clean food, organic food, sustainability, that's all of our thing. From front of house to back of house, we're able to maintain both with freshness. But made in Oklahoma means we get it straight from the farms that are 20, 30 minutes, another little county away. We get it straight from them.
A rapper has returned from a 5-year hiatus. Chance Annis has that and more in your A-List update. Chance?
Couldn't have said it better myself, Tyler. After 5 long years of radio silence, Baby Keem is back with his second studio album, Casino. His last studio album, The Melodic Blue, came out back in 2021. And after that, there wasn't much besides a few features here and there with other artists. But now the wait is over. With 11 tracks and a runtime of 37 minutes, there is a lot for fans to be excited about. Not to mention the return collaboration between Baby Keem and his cousin, Kendrick Lamar, on the tracks Good Flirts and House Money. I don't know about you guys, but I am definitely listening to the album again after the show. That's all I have for the A-List update. Back to you guys at the desk.
I might have to give it a listen too. Baby monkey who stole hearts online with a devastating story is now turning things around. Punch, a young Japanese macaque at the Ichikawa City Zoo, went viral after being seen carrying a small orangutan plushie for comfort. The hand-raised monkey quickly became a social media sensation, with fans cheering him on from around the world. Now, the zoo said Punchy is gradually bonding with other monkeys, getting groomed, playing, and learning to be a part of the troupe. Even IKEA Japan has donated extra stuffed orangutans just to make sure he always has a cuddle buddy. Zoo officials say his circle of friends is growing each day, a sweet reminder that sometimes all you need is a little support to fit right in.
Well, that's a great next step in that story. Today we pause and honor the unsung hero of the breakfast world. It's National Muffin Day. From mini bite-sized muffins and jumbo ones to the favored muffin tops, muffins are magical with the endless options they provide. There are many different types of muffins that you can enjoy on a daily basis, such as blueberry and chocolate chip. And if you think muffins are unhealthy, well, think again. You can make your own by adding some nutritional ingredients for that healthy balance. You can celebrate this special day by grabbing yourself a treat and posting on social media using the hashtag National Muffin Day. Now, Kendall, I don't know about you, but I'm personally partial to chocolate chip.
Also, I am partial. I love chocolate chip. My sister used to wake up every morning and eat a chocolate chip muffin. So.
It's fair. It's fair.
Well, before we go, let's go back to the Weather Center where Will has our 7-day forecast. But first, Will, what's your favorite kind of muffin?
You know, guys, I think you nailed it. I'm also a chocolate chip guy, I gotta say. Either that or like a nice cinnamon raisin muffin. Oh, good stuff right there. Now, what else is going to be raisin this week in our 7-day forecast is our temperatures as we go along. Now, as you see, today our high is 49 degrees, and tomorrow it's going to raise just a bit to be 51. But as we look at the rest of our forecast, by Sunday, the cloud coverage is going to clear up, and we're going to see a high of 53 degrees. Now, it's going to stay kind of consistent as we get into Monday, just a bit lower. But as we get into Tuesday, our temperatures, as I said before, are going to start raising up with the cloud coverage coming in, bringing us up to a high of 70 degrees, and that's going to heighten just a bit more as we get to Wednesday at 74, and it's going to stay about in the 70s on the high as we get into Thursday as that cloud coverage starts to dissipate.
Will, am I being led to believe that you hit not one but two raisin jokes in that 7-day forecast?
I only noticed one. That's all I'm going to say.
It was
He naturally does it at this
He naturally, it's just, I'm telling you, it just seeps in there.
I wait the whole week to hear what you have.
I do. This is the greatest part of my week. It's the best part of my day today. I'll say that much.
I don't understand how you made a muffin pun into a raisin pun, but...
You said cinnamon raisin. You said cinnamon raisin, and for a second I was like, I don't know about that. And then I heard the pun hit, and I was like, I don't know why I expected anything else.
It took some work to get there. But
you know what? But we got there, and I love the end of that forecast.
We
get back up into the 70s. But a great question that I have for you before we kind of head out here is, obviously we had the story about naming a bison, and I'm curious, what would your guys' name for the bison be? Kendall, why don't we start with you?
Okay, so if it were a girl, I would name it Daisy May, kind of after me, you know, May. But then if it was a boy, I'd probably name it Tyler Tripodi. But spelled tripodi.
I didn't like that. Anyways, Will, how about you? I'm gonna move on from that one. I'm gonna come back.
I'll do both as well. If it's a boy, I'm gonna call it Benjamin. If it's a girl, Benjamina. Easily.
All right, you know what? I like it. It's versatile. I like it. I like it. Personally, I think if I was gonna name a bison, I would name it VeggieTales star Larry the Cucumber.
That's good. That's good. I'm gonna go Rick Ross. No explanation.
Love the callback. Yep. Love the callback. Well, Kendall, why don't you take us out of here?
Well, that's a look at today's headlines. Thank you for joining us.
Make sure to check out the Daily O next week for the latest happening here in Stillwater and across the state. For the Daily O, I'm Tyler Tripodi.
And I'm Kendall May Stark. Have a blessed night, everyone.
I lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alba when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that and had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Thank you for coming to Stay and Play Pet Resort. This is where we can board your pet at any time for your convenience and make them feel at home. We have 5 different kennels for your pet. We have luxury suites that come with TV, camera, fireplace. The webcam is at your free. We have Kitty City where you can board your cat for multiple different prices. Stay and Play Pet Resort offers